Hello, scholars. This is Dr. McGill, and today we are going to explore transformational leadership. What makes transformational leadership so buzzworthy and yet effective in truly developing those employees and staff that are under our delegation? Well, number one, transformational leadership is actually a leadership theory where we do not focus solely on productivity. We are looking at the person, looking at how we inspire and lead to a point where our employees, our staff, those under our delegation have expectations that personally evolve and professionally evolve to the point where we're able to really see the shared vision actualized. Transformational leadership takes many forms and many structures as the individual is intellectually stimulated. They are uh, stimulated by ideal and understanding how to actualize those ideas, stimulated by motivation and just a clear pathway to being an integral piece in the vision coming to life. And also, individual consideration is a part of transformational leadership. You meet your delegated staff where they are, and you try to groom and grow them to where we all can be at the same hierarchy with this shared vision that we have. And so, as a transformational leader, there is a process that you undergo with each person under your leadership in order to see how well we could actually maneuver and ensure that that person is indeed intellectually stimulated, is indeed having some influence with the ideologies and the way they see the world view, influence in their personal considerations and what they bring to the table, and have motivational inspiration to where they want to be an integral part of this project that we have. Step one, you want to ensure that your delegated staff or employee, or however you term the person that you are indeed leading and hoping to transform, is able to come out of their shell. People come to positions and jobs, especially with new positions and new jobs or new changes in expectations, with an element of uncertainty. When we are uncertain, we are not going to be open and just abrupt and assertive with what we know, because we have to first see how well do we fit into this organizational structure, how well are we merging into this culture. For that reason, you have to present yourself as a leader who indeed wants to stimulate and encourage and bring out the best within that employee. You have to help them understand how to open up. If they don't come out of their shell or out of the barriers that keep them from being fully self actualized in that role, then we will not be able to unlock their full potential. Opening up is a learned process. It is indeed a craft. And one way is to practice active listening. Identify how that person is responding to your open ended questions. Are they forthcoming? Lean on the nonverbals, and then find that one element that we all share that is going to connect you to that person. What is similar? Are you both parents? Are you both spouses? Are you both nurses? Are you both um, community servants? Whatever it is, find that element of likeness so that you can then build from there. You have to first have something in common beyond just the job, of course, which will be in common, but you want to have something more. So offer, open-ended questions and allow them to share with their own leisure what they would like to share with you. When you find elements that you can connect with, that is when you want to build that relationship by having them to open up more, because there's something in common between the two. So we've got the person to open up, and now we have ventured into the full potential that is there, it's available. And most of the time, it's like a culture shock when a person has been very reserved and now they see that they have a bit more that can come out of it. They don't want to be very forthcoming and to be where they kind of flaunt and show all these different things because they're still unsure of the success that they may have with this craft. That's fine. Give them some space to just kind of spread your wings, just kind of fly. So you give them a project to do, or you give them a task to do, something that is urgent, but it doesn't necessarily have to be very, very important. So it's something that must be done and it must be done prompt, but it doesn't have to be intricate value where it could make or break the company. You're doing that to help them see how they can actually work with this newfound potential in this area. Then, once they have satisfied that expectation, you would give that person something that is important to the organization, but it doesn't necessarily have to be done quickly. So now, at first, we were looking at quantity and you working and being able to produce and seeing yourself. And then the second task is looking at quality. How well do you put value and stake into what I need done for the company? So you are still leveraging their new potential, giving them room to just kind of flap their wings and say, hey, this is something new that I can do. And they learn to trust you as they complete these different tasks because they are seeing self actualization and reaching psychological safety at the same time. So you're growing this individual not only to see things that they never knew they could do, but to also see that you have a vested interest in them to helping them spread their wings. So in the previous, I discussed giving the person something that should be done quickly for the company, but not necessarily critical to the company. We do that to see how well they're dedicated through their time and their expense. Then I talked about giving the person something to do that is indeed important, but does not have to be prompt. So we're looking at the quality of the work. And here is where we have our feedback system. When your transformative employee or staff is coming through and they have to present their final product or what they have achieved for you, feedback and the way in which feedback is given is critical during this time. They have ventured off and tried this new thing that they have finally unlocked, and you have the opportunity to either really build them up and help them see where they belong in this company, or to tear them completely down and ostracize them from the group right here, because that is something that they did. That's their project, their baby. You always approach them with what they did well. Tell them what they did well and tell them that information first. If there is area that we need to improve or that we need to do differently, let them know with terms such as to strengthen how you would complete this task next time, or more effective way of doing this. Not just, oh, you did horrible, you need to just go sit down. It's all in the way you deliver that information. Let them know that what they did, even if it was a mistake, is not critical to the point where we're about to go bankrupt or we're about to have lose all our students or lose all of our patients. Let them know that this is how we can improve. But the fact that you got out there and you practiced on your own and you learned how to do this thing on your own, you just took my instructions and my expectations and you actualized it for me, that fact shows me that you have a vested interest and I can work with that. Finally, once the employee or delegated other decides that they are understanding their potential and where they fit in, you want to encourage them to network and work with others. Give them opportunities to work, across the verticals in the disciplines. Give them a chance to be able to take this newfound skill and then network and connect with others within that organization. Why? It shows that you trust them. It shows that they are transforming from being just an individual contributor to actually moving and networking within that organization. So it's fluid what they can do. It's not stagnant. They can't just do this one product thing, which would be transactional leadership. We want to transform them. We want to give them an opportunity to see, hey, you can move outside of this, imaginary box that you may have put yourself in. It's very critical that once you give them the resources to do a job, You've unlocked their potential. You give them the resource to do the job, that you give them opportunities to spread their influence and their job to others. And most leaders are kind of shy with this step because they're, fearful that maybe somebody would like what they do better or like what they do more effectively. But I challenge that leader that believes in that way to really calculate and consider, what do you bring to the table? Whatever it is that you bring to the table, no one can duplicate or match that, because that is your craft and your specific ambiance that you have brought to the table. You need to be confident in whatever that thing is, and not fearful that someone will take what you have, but confident that you have trained this individual and you are helping the company to be more well-rounded, more diverse, more flexible and reachable, approachable. You're helping with that. And take what you do well and continue to leverage that thing. We don't operate in leadership effectively when we are fearful that the people we're leading is going to take our position, or warp the vision, or take something away from us. Brains and pain can't think. And so we can't operate that way. We have to continue to move forward in what we know. So conclusively, transformational leaders do indeed elicit a personal and professional response from those that are under their leadership. And in order for transformational leadership to be effective with each individual, you have to remove the barriers and help that individual unlock their full potential. Assist them in actualizing their full potential by giving them resources, giving them a way to practice their craft, to learn their craft, to see just how these wings work. And then once they have identified that they know how it works and they're able to kind of utilize what they have, then give them opportunities. Provide those opportunities to practice and to understand the impact of what they do to this organization, how they fit into this puzzle piece in the grand scheme of things. And finally, encourage networking, empower innovation, give them something to look forward to as they have unlocked this new potential and transform their purview from being singular focused in a shell to now seeing where they could actually leverage and reach more influence and opportunity within the organization. That is true transformational leadership, to take you from not knowing what you had to operating in what you had and networking with others to continually spread that gift and craft. I hope that you have learned something today. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. And until the next time, have a very great day.